Hi, grade twos. Welcome to our third lesson on mass, and I believe our last lesson in measurement, which is kind of crazy. Today we're going to look at comparing masses. Remember, comparing is when you have two or more items, and you're looking at how they're similar to each other or how they're different to each other. I've just done a little experiment here, very short, with a pan balancing scale that we have at the school. It looks like this. You might recognize this from grade 1. When you were using comparing the weight of objects. So I've included this video as well as this video here that you can watch. This one I found on YouTube. And it's talking about the pan balance scale. So a pan balance scale is kind of like a seesaw. The heavier object is going to go down, the lighter object is going to go up. And you can always add things in the lighter side to even it out, or take things out of the heavier side to even it out. Or you can always put more things in the lighter side to turn it heavier and change the seesaw. When you're done watching those videos, I'm going to get you to come on down here for balancing act. Now, we can see that the scales are completely even, which means that they are completely balanced. What you do to one side, you need to do to the other side. Up top here, I can see that I have 10 little blocks here. So if I have 10 on one side, in order to balance it out with blocks, I need to have the same on the other side. What I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. So if I have 10 here, I need to have 10 here. And I can see that I do, because I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 and 10. You guys can do this in your books if you're finding it tricky to move things on your screen. So you feel free to draw it out and balance it. You can also do it with these cubes. So whatever you do to one side, a green side, you need to do to the purple side. It does not matter which side you put them on, but they need to be on different, the green needs to be on a different side than the purple. So we are going to, I'm just going to show you how to move it. So I can see that I have the 4 arrows. So if I click on this, means I can move it. So I'm going to find my 4 arrows. There they are. I'm going to move it over. So click down and drag it. When you're done dragging it, unclick and click away to get off the box. So I can even do one here, and I'm going to do the other one as well. Finding my 4 arrows, moving it over, and dropping it. Doesn't need to be perfectly on the scale, doesn't need to be perfect because we are learning, and this takes practice. So it does not need to be perfect. So that could be one way that I balance the scales, having 1 and 1. You guys can decide how many you want. Just make sure that they're fitting on the scale. When you finish 1, 2, 3 there, we're going to head to the next one where the scales are not balanced. So we can see that there's an object with more mass, with more weight, and we can see that there's one with less. You're going to choose the word heavier or lighter and put them into the blank spots here. So again, this might be easier in your book if you're finding it tricky to drag. It also might be easier to see in your book. It just scanned really dark for some reason. So we have a book is blank than a pencil. So if I have a book here, is it going to be heavier than a pencil, or is it lighter than a pencil? So you have to think about which one's going down. Is it the heavier item or the lighter item? So if I decide it's the heavier one, I'm going to click here on the word, and I can make sure I have my 4 arrows. I can drag it over there and drop it. Doesn't need to be perfectly placed. Click away. The second one is a pencil is blank than the book. So I'm comparing the masses. Because I said this one, the book is heavier, I'm feeling like the pencil must be lighter then. I'm going to have more copies of these for you guys so that when you move them over, it's not going to move the whole thing over. You're still going to have words over here to drag. I'll actually just do that right now with this one so I can show you. All right, so I fixed that up, guys. So when you move this over, you should still have a few words left. Let me just move that over to test. Perfect. All right, when you finish these two things, and if you have time, you can head over to IXL and ABCYA after you do your skip counting, which I'm going to include your skip counting. So you have your units of measurement, and then please play guess the number on ABCYA. Have fun, and I can't wait to see how you do.